welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're not looking at a video recorder, we're actually looking at a TV. And this is the TV that I use to test majority of the kit that I work on. I've just replaced literally my computer monitor with a larger LG screen, only to have the TV screen go blank. Literally same day that the new monitor arrived. I also use it as a second monitor for my computer as well, so it is something that gets a lot of use. Now the problem with this is if I turn it on, you might have just spotted that quick backlight power up, and then let's do it again. Yeah, you can see it's just, let's just turn it back on there. Very, very brief, and then the backlights are shut off. Now, the two main things that probably will have caused this are the electronics that drive the backlights, the LEDs, or the LEDs themselves. And what I have actually decided to do anyway is change those backlight LEDs. I think I mentioned in a couple of videos recently that the screen was starting to get quite like dark shadows here and here. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean an LED is bad, but it can mean that the little lenses, plastic lenses that are stuck on top of the LEDs, they could have shifted slightly as well. And they are quite difficult to get properly positioned to give the correct sort of general disbursement of light. So I have ordered those. They have arrived. They came next day actually. It's really quick. And so I think what we'll do is we'll grab the set out and we'll change those LEDs. So I removed all the screws, all screws around here, these two here, there's one here, there's one here. Also took the stand off, which is actually quite cool. You just take out the 4 screws and then lift it off. It's got like a locking mechanism on it, so it's pretty cool. There's 2 screws under here as well, and they're all pretty much the same. So you've got 11 self-tapping screws, and they basically go all the way around the outside, underneath here as well. Then you've got 5 machine screws, and they're here. There's one in here. See there, where it goes into the metal, and then there's 2 here and here. These are the stand screws. So yeah, and it's actually pretty easy to lift off. You'll know when you've got it right because you don't need very much to actually get it free. There we go. Not easy to do it with one hand, but yeah, there we go. It is in all its glory. So I think the next thing, so I'm changing the backlights. Like I said, I don't know whether that is actually the problem, but I'm going to change them anyway because this set is really high hours. So here we've got the LCD driving ribbon cable. This comes down to this board here, and then I didn't quite see it, but you've got here and here. These are the connectors to the what eventually goes down to the ribbons that actually link up to the LCD itself, which are really fragile. So I'm going to take this off next, get that disconnected, and then it looks like I have to undo these bezel screws next. Not too sure how that'll work out. I have got the manual, but it doesn't actually tell you an awful lot. So yeah, but I'll do this next and take it from there. Okay, so I've lifted the assembly. This is for the front light and infrared remote control sensor and all the rest of it. Lifted that off. How I did that was the metal plate that was sort of underneath it, just undid the 2 screws, lifted it up, and then this unhooks from that metal plate. So yeah, it's sort of slightly reverse logic. I've now unplugged the 2 ribbon cables as well. This is actually stuck down. I mean, it's screwed in as well, but it is actually stuck down, so that's not going to come adrift. And I don't think I'll have to remove that. So the next thing is to remove these bezel screws. So yeah, I shall do that next. Okay, so I've taken the bezel off. It's actually really easy. It's just all of these screws. And then there's a couple of clips on the top. You just have to sort of unclip the metal bezel off the plastic clips. And you can see here the driver panels there. So you've got to be very, very careful of those. So this LCD now should lift off. So I'm going to have a go at that now. I've got some playing cards just to help lift this off. It is literally just resting in that now. So yeah, I'm going to do that now. I do wonder if maybe I would have been better doing it from the back forward rather than from the forward back. I might have done it maybe the more dangerous way, because those LCD panels are not the strongest at all. Right, so that's that off. I'm still not convinced I'm doing this the right way. I'm going to take the sheets off of the diffusing panel. And then we've got to take off so there's a little clip in the middle there, just helping to keep everything together. So that it does just actually untwists. So you put it in like so and twist it sort of round, sort of 90 degrees. So that's that. So I'm going to take this off next. So there it is. All the LED strips, and I'll just get the new ones out. Yeah, they look okay, I suppose. So, oh gosh, to undo these connectors, there's 2 tabs that stick up at the top here. You just pinch those and lift, and they come undone, like so. So yeah, I'll just unwrap these and we'll give it a... So these are actually completely and utterly wrong. You can see here you've got 2 B2s and a B1, so slightly different configurations in LED strip, although the only visible difference I think is that. But yeah, they're completely different. And the connector's completely different as well. So I'm going to have to try and get the right ones, and in the meantime I'm going to have to put this back together, because obviously I've got all those fragile components out and I've got nowhere to keep them safe, so they're better in the set than anywhere else. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing, but yeah, I'll take some pictures of the actual strips themselves, get the part numbers off, and I suppose take it from there. Okay, so what I've done is I've removed one of them just to keep out and as a reference, so when I get more I can double check that I've got the right connector on the end at least. But you can see all the lenses started dropping off. That one's all right, but literally they just fell off. Obviously a lot of heat generated here, and also found the adhesive really tough, especially underneath the LEDs. So yeah, obviously a lot of heat generated there. You can sort of see how they're supposed to sit. So actually sit in so a bit of adhesive. They're still trying to stick, but basically they locate there. So not done a great job at doing that, but and then in between. So the only locating lug is really that one, which locates into there, and then all the way along the rest of the length of it, it's just between the two lugs. So you can see there, the locating lug. So yeah, I'm going to take this, take that top one out. Like I say, keep it as a reference. Plug the other two in, put it all back together, which is a bit gutting. But what else can I do? Got to be kept safe. And try and find the right LED strips. There are an awful lot available for this model, or this series of sets. So yeah, it could be quite a lot of fun. But at least I've got a pattern now to work with. So yeah, let's get it back together. There we go. So I've just used the cards just to help, because it's trying to sag, just to help sort of position the LCD a bit better. Just sort of gently push that down, and the electronics has very nicely located. Put the frame back on. And this, of course, is clipped and screwed, so it's clipped at the top. There we go. It's quite a precise fit, I have to say. It's, I mean, I suppose you'd expect it to be, but so, like I say, I'm going to have to put this back together now, which is a shame. It would have been lovely to have got it up and going, because I do need it. I use it so much, and I can work around it, but it's a bit of a faff because my new monitor actually has an HDMI in. So I can use my copy box as the input to that. Convert the... Oh, just use the... Yeah, sorry. I don't need to even do that. I can use my VGA to... No, yeah, got to use a copy box. Yeah, because I'm going from composite to HDMI. That sounds like one of those things has come off. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if another one does come off. So let's put these ribbons back in and see if I've totally destroyed the LCD. It looks okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is. So let's put this connector back in for the front panel. It'd be interesting as well to see if it does actually fire up the backlights at all. Now there's less going on. I mean, this is where they connect to. I assume the power supply is okay. I mean, I'm doing this really very blind, insofar as I'm changing the backlights first without even really having confirmed that that's a problem, which is really bad. Really, really bad way to do things. I'm not going to lie. But on the other hand, I will get the set going no matter what, even if I even if I did damage the LCD, I'd get another LCD out of the scrap set because the lenses has fallen off. Oh, it's the one I glued or another one. I would have thought the one I glued is fine. Yes, so next thing is the back. So it might not actually be the backlights, but obviously I'm going to have to change them now anyway because they're missing. It could well be a power supply fault or something else. I don't think the LCD is bad. Yeah, okay, but yeah, it might end up it's a power supply fault, but I do need to change those backlight LEDs because they are definitely on the way out. So yeah, I suppose I better crack on and get a return for these the wrong ones and try and get the right ones. Okay, so it's been a few weeks since I sort of found out I had the wrong backlight LED strips. Getting the replacements was actually really difficult to source. I will try and put up a link if I can find out where it was, but it took ages to come as well. And I don't know even if they have any stock now. But these are it. So yeah, they do look identical. Well, just comparing the B2 ones anyway, they are identical. All of these are just falling off. They've got so hot, the plastic's brittle. So they are driven hard, I think. So we've got B2's top and bottom, and the B1 in the middle. So you see that the lenses just pop off. I mean, obviously I am straining it quite a bit as well doing it, but I mean, a whole load of them just popped off even while I wasn't straining them. So I mean, this set has seen a lot of hours, heck of a lot of hours. So it's no surprise really that they're all so baked and just really just had it. I'm getting these back in pronto because I just don't want to strain these any more than I have to. They're just so fragile. That's really the most fragile bit. Oh, I mean, the LCD itself's really fragile once it's out. Which, like I say, maybe it's better just to take the whole frame off and lift it all off. I mean, I think that's how it's designed to be repaired, to be honest. The only downside to that, you still do have to lift this to pry off the clips at the bottom, and you are getting close to these. Potentially you could damage them. So I don't know. I think the way I did it, I'm happy with. I think I was less likely to cause damage that way. Okay, so here goes. Let's plug it in. Okay, so here goes. Exactly the same problem. So probably the LED, well, say the LEDs are alright, but briefly, it seems really good. No, yeah, I can just about make out. But yes, so it is a backlight issue still. Oh, yeah, a little bit there. Okay, so we do still have issues. So I suppose we need to check the power supply and what's going on there. Okay, so a few weeks on, and this power supply has arrived. It's quite different. to the original, so it is a copy. How good it will be, I don't know, but well, it's there. But I will have to take this off because one thing I'm not particularly happy about is the quality of these caps. So I'm very tempted to just change them out for known good quality caps. This one I'm not so sure about whether I'll change that, although I mean it's the main that's broken off. 120 microfarad, 400 volts. So I think I've got one of those. So I think I'll just change them, just change the lot. 22, 470, 1000, 25. I think I should have all of these. So yeah, I'll get and do that next. So you can see there how they denote the negative is a shaded portion is the negative. I am double checking when I take these off that what it says on the cap is the same as what's on the board, because I have known some of these actually have the wrong legend, and you don't really want to get it wrong if you can help it, because you get some quite loud sound effects, possibly. There we go, all done. I ended up changing every capacitor. This one here, it's sort of a bit floating about, and I may well do something about that. I think it's still just a tiny bit too tall. If it's not, I'll put it upright, but at the moment I'm just going to lie it down. There's nothing hot really around it. I'm just going to let it float. If it needs to lie down, I will do something about it. Probably put maybe a little bit of hot glue or something just to keep it firm. Same with this one, to be honest, although I mean this will have to be there, same as the original one. But yeah, all the caps are done. I'm just hoping that adds reliability. So I suppose we'll stick it back in the TV. So a few days on, and I've been busy buying stuff. So I have T-Con board for there, and I have actually bought a main board as well. These sets are so old that the parts are really, really cheap. So even if this isn't a fault now, I have another spare board. I really like this TV, so it's incredibly useful for me. So having spares, like, I mean, the power supply is going to be fine as well. I say unfortunately, but it's going to be fine. So I have a good power supply, I have a good main board, and I have a good T-Con board. So but we need to find out what's going on. So I'm going to change the T-Con board first, and yeah, see if that does the trick. Okay, so lift up. Just be careful with those. And then the main connector, squeezing the little locking tabs. Let me do it. Yeah, it will. The taper's stopping it slightly. So interestingly, you look at the back of the board, that chip does get hot. So that little chip there is getting very hot. Okay, so let's give it some power. Okay, so power on. Yeah, brief blink. After we've done everything else. So, okay, let's turn it over and swap the main board and just see what happens. I'll probably put the T-Con board back in as well, the original one, because it looks in better condition. So, yeah, let's crack on. So, let's have a look at this board. Let's swap it out. I'm starting to doubt, well, I'm starting to worry, actually, that the LCD panel itself, the actual panel itself, is bad. They do have a number of chips that run across the bottom of the LCD, and they can cause problems. And I know you can sort of get around it a little bit by putting bits of paper in, but I'd be pretty sad if that's the case, because I need a good TV, or good enough. Anyway, let's see. So just powering it on at the mains. Oh. So I did wonder if maybe we had a capacitor issue on the driver boards, and I have gone through them and they check all okay. It's not to say they are and they're not causing the problem, but yeah, it's just weird how the LCD itself is just causing it to just not work. But yeah, it's worth a try. So yeah. Happy days. So one thing I didn't test was whether the LCD is actually faulty. If I unplug this one, give it a try, see if it works. If not, unplug this one, plug this one back in, see if it works. Get half a picture, of course, but if it stays on, then that's definitely an LCD problem. So let's give it a try. Okay, so let's put some power on it. Yeah, I can see. Oh, that's interesting. I can see half the LCD's on. And the other side isn't. So this side is on, that side isn't. Okay. That looks more like a backlight. Oh, interesting. Maybe I've got backlight issues still. So all powered off. It'd be mildly hilarious if it did turn out that the new backlights are fitted and what are causing the problems. I may well have to go to the manual and just check error codes, because it gives a whole load of error codes in the manual. So let's just try it anyway with the other side unplugged. Yeah, same thing again. And yeah, I can see half the LCD. So I think the LCD is actually okay. Still got a backlight issue. I might have to check my work on those backlights and just see. Well, I've got a backlight tester somewhere, so I could test the backlights and just see if that's that is indeed what's wrong with it. Okay, so I'm a Wally. This is your power supply. I thought it looked like the original power supply, because it is. It's even got the LG on it. This is the other one, and I recapped it with decent quality caps. So I'm going to change these over. It is slightly different, but yeah, it should work. Because I just thought it was a bad power supply. So yeah, I'll get that done and we'll give it a try. Okay, so that's in. Like I say, it's quite a bit different to the other one, but yeah, let's give it a try. Okay, so here we go. Just hope I did put all those caps in the right way. Some fine nails. Oh, okay, nothing at all with that, so, okay. No backlight or anything. So perhaps maybe that's not the way to go. I wonder if it might be worth me getting another power supply, because there's quite a few of them about now. And that might well do the trick. Okay, well, let's crack on. Well, I've got the backlights. I was hoping to do it the other night actually, but they didn't come with any adhesive, so I've bought some of this stuff, which is thermally conductive adhesive, so it helps just keep the lamps a little bit cooler. They mount onto metal, so yeah, it will just help dissipate the heat. So I'll try and remember how to take this apart. So with that, let's crack on. Okay, so not stuck them down. You saw me put the tape on, and I think I've got them. Well, I'm sure that's the correct way to do it. I'm just a bit concerned that these letters are upside down, but anyway, that's the way they seem to go, because you've got the centre main one there. Seems a little bit crooked. That's fine, but I'm going to do what it advises you do, and that's test it. Yeah, so I'm going to have to put it back together. So, okay, well, let's do that. Let's crack on. Well, that was a bit of a disaster, really. I should have really have checked the original footage I did however many years ago it was to check the layout of the LEDs. The middle strip is different. Now, my thinking is that this is a 3D. I have the capability of 3D, and so the alignment of the LEDs might be different. Don't know, but they're obviously wrong, and I'm still concerned that those other ones are upside down. But it did give this model number in the listing, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. So I've put the middle strip back in from the old set. And we'll just see if it works. I can't run it with the LCD off. It just errors, so I have to put the LCD on. If it works like this, great. If it doesn't, I'd have to put it back together anyway, so I've put it all back together. I'm going to get quite good at doing this. I just have to order some more and just double check the layout of the LEDs. Possibly get single strip ones as well, rather than ones plugged together, because, I don't know, I always feel they're not quite as reliable. But anyway, let's give it a go. Oh, it doesn't seem to have anything. Oh, that's blinking good, isn't it? Plugged in. Have I forgotten something? I don't think I have, and I checked all the plugs, and it was working. Oh, does it not, like... Because it puts a backlight on briefly when you turn it on, it doesn't like that middle strip of... Well, it doesn't like any of them, it would seem. Yeah, it doesn't like those at all. It's not even starting. Right, okay, so well, that was a waste of time. So what I'll have to do is try and find some more, and yeah, just take it all apart again and change them again. And like I said, I'm starting to get quite good at doing this. It's the fourth time I've done it, and I've only done 2 TVs. Yeah, it's a bit bonkers. Anyway, let's crack on. So here we go again, and these arrived today, and these are hopefully the correct ones. Very generic listing, but looking at the original LEDs that are in there and what I need are quite different to what you do if you put the set model number in. I think it's because it's a 3D TV, so the LEDs are different. So yeah, let's get these apart and get these changed. Okay, so far so good. And I do actually have a modern LG TV behind this, so it's coming on. Oh, I forget how slow this can be. I don't think we've got any network, but yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think my remote control might be a bit dodgy, but yeah, that's looking great. Oh, it's got on Wi-Fi. That's cool. Shows I've still got the same Wi-Fi credentials, but yeah, I don't seem to be able to. I think this remote control might be completely and utterly worn out. Yeah, those buttons work, these ones don't. Yeah. Anyway, I'll give it a test, give it a run, and yeah, let you know how it's gone. Let's crack on. So warning if you're light sensitive, because there's going to be quite a lot of flickering and all the rest of it coming up, but it's been on about half an hour now, and it's working really well, and it looks good. To be fair, the camera doesn't do it justice quite, but yeah, the remote controls, this one, which I bought as a replacement for this one because it had just gone so worn and horrible, this one's faulty. These buttons have gone bad, but we've got a relatively modern LG TV, and that remote works just fine, so I'm tempted to just buy another one of those because this is pretty ropey. And yeah, just use that. But so pleased. It's taken so long to get to this stage. And I'm really over the moon. It'd be so good to have this back. One thing I notice, and it's funny how technology moves on, really, I suppose, and you sort of like accept it at the time, but it moves on, and you notice the old stuff. But this has some serious LCD lag, like persistence. So the image will stay persistent after the screen goes dark for quite a long time. So yeah, that's quite something I noticed compared to the modern TVs. So yeah, cool. Let's crack on. TV's working, but the remote is not. Well, I say remotes. So this one, the arrow buttons and OK are not functioning. And taking it apart, this really grotty. This is the original remote that came with it, and the evidence of having kids, like little kids, because obviously the TV is quite old now. It's gross. It's just really terrible, and all the legend is rubbing off on the buttons, and it's gone all yellow and horrible. And fair play, it has got some spillages as well, so it's amazing this actually works as well as it does. But my thinking is, we'll take this one apart, put this board in that, and job will be a good one. Give it a good clean as well. It's amazing, like I say, it still works. So yeah, let's crack on. So bit of 99% isopropyl, gives this a bit of a clean. I'm going to scrub too much, obviously, but I think that actually might be stained. It's looking pretty good. I mean, I'm not too worried about that because it's not because the buttons are fine. These are just like domed little bits of metal that are stuck down with a white plastic sticky thing. So, technical term, but I'm not worried about necessarily. Oh, it is coming off. Well, let's make it pretty. Super, so that's looking pretty good. I mean, you can see how high wear it is because the plastic of the backing is actually worn into the PCB, but that'll be absolutely fine. So let's get this one apart. Now, these are just clipped, and pardon the gross nature of this one, but they're just little clips all the way round. So the easiest way to get these apart is to make sure there's no batteries in there, which there are. Is to get I'm using a 0.58mm pick, but anything really very, very fine will do this. Fine plastic. Put it in the gap and then bring it up, and it should start coming apart. And this is the same for pretty much all LG remote controls. I'd say just generally a lot of remote controls. They very seldom have screws in these days. It's literally pressed together. You can see there it's coming apart quite nicely. This one's also fairly gross, but the TV was still in very much active service when I bought this remote control. So that should now come apart. Believe it or not, I did clean this, but it's still pretty nasty around the where the two parts of the plastic join. Well, it is better to release all the clips rather than just pull. You stand less chance of actually damaging the plastic. So just, yeah, I don't really want to pull that off yet because there are clips to undo. Okay, so there we go. Then we've got clips. So I'm not sure what's happened there. It's a bit weird that these have gone bad. I mean, to be fair, they're quite different remotes. Boards are quite different. This looks better quality. Yeah, interesting. So that's fallen out. So what I'll do now, I'll do this off camera. I'm going to clean this all up, make it nice, and then we'll reassemble and see if it does actually work. Let's crack on. All nice and clean now. Hopefully it'll be okay. And let's put this back in the case. So I'm just soaking the top section actually. So that was pretty grim as well. I did wonder if it would fit, but it is pretty much the same dimensions, so that's good. It's just amazing the difference in remote control design and how they changed the PCB. But yeah, maybe that was this remote's downfall. I don't know, but I am just wondering. Let's just check. Everything's gone in place in the battery cover, which it has. Oh, that is just broken. Okay. Okay. So that's actually quite a different design to the other one that fell apart. That one had a larger... oh no, it's the same, but the design of it is different. So that's quite interesting. But that's sort of like broken off, so okay, that's cool. So that does need to be pressed down to stop that from coming out. That's fine. So if it does come out again, I know why. But I'm just going to try and see. In fact, let's take that out. If this will work. So, different membrane. And... doing this totally wrong, of course. Yeah, so we have an issue insofar as this PCB has holes in it and this one doesn't, so I'm going to have to chop those off. I don't see a problem with doing that. But interesting that they changed the design just so it sort of locates better on the board. It's probably to speed up manufacture. So I'll chop these off and we'll take it from there. Let's crack on. Okay, so I hit another problem. The sheet, the membrane sheet, is actually slightly different as well, and the buttons are slightly different. So these ones have staggered, these are narrower, these are wider, and these are all uniform. So I've cut holes, it doesn't make any difference, and hopefully this, I'll clean this up, this should fit, but it doesn't work. So I am going to have to go over to the other buttons, which is not really what I wanted to do. I mean, the other thing as well, these are splits. So you got splits. It's such a shame because that's actually quite a good membrane, but obviously these buttons are broken. Okay, let me have a play and we'll take it from there. Let's crack on. Well, that went well. Every single part of the one remote is completely different from the original, and even down to the battery cover, completely different. I've glued on the fitting, so I'm just hoping that sort of survives, but we'll see. But I've cleaned the original remote up, and that'll do, to be honest. It'll be fine. I can live with that, but even the shell is completely different. So, yeah, put this all back together, and hopefully it'll still work.
I actually can't believe this is working now. It's been such a long time, and what is it, about 5 years or so? It's just crazy. And all because, even though it's a 32LA620, it's a specific type of 32LA620. So you buy backlights for these. You've got to make sure that it's, whether it's for the 3D or the normal one, go by what's on the strips, not what's on the listing. But yeah, so pleased. I was going to look up how many hours this has actually done, but I've found out that on these older sets you have to have the service remote, so I've ordered that. It's only sort of £8 including the P&P. So as soon as I get that, I'll put a post up, or I'll put it in the description as well. But yeah, I will put up a link as well if I can find it, to the service manual as well, because it is quite useful to have that. Otherwise I'll just share it, put a link to my Google Drive. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Really quite a weird one, because it was a simple job made much more complicated by just getting the wrong part sent to me, and putting those generic strips in did the trick. So yeah, fantastic. So with that, like and subscribe and a hype would be fantastic, and hopefully I shall see you in another video. Bye for now.